welcome to my channel, or welcome back. It's your girl Gingy, and this is Ginger Books. And of course, if you've been watching my channel for a while and want to stick around for more or be notified when I do post videos, hit that subscribe button down below and that bell notification so you are notified. I post fun bookish content and hopefully Sims content coming back soon here in the next 2 weeks on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I'm bringing you another fun book tag, and actually I wanted to share with you guys where I usually get these ideas from. They're not always Pinterest like the last two have been. I actually follow this blog website called The BookNut, a book lover's guide that is co-owned by, and I'm sorry if I butchered this name, Jenza and Erin. And they have like a whole bunch listed all in alphabetical order. So let's get into the one that we're doing today that I got the idea from their blog. So we are doing the Netflix book tag challenge that ErinTheBookNut, which is one of the co-bloggers, did back in 2017. Now it doesn't look like it looks like they don't have the original creator on here. It just says, hey, it's a tag time again. Went through the book tag second of the YouTube and found this one on channel called A Dash of Ash. So this originally came from A Dash of Ash, where she got it from, or they got it from, but that is not the original creator. So props to whoever the original creator is, and if you want to tag them down below, please let me know so I can make sure that they get credit where it's due. So there's roughly about 10 or 11 questions, so let's go ahead and get into it. Now before we do start, this is themed off of like Netflix, so it's like questions like recently watched, top picks, all of that. So it's pretty cute. So number 1, recently watched, the book you most recently read. So the only book that we've recently read and completed so far is Hunt for the Seventh by Christine Morton Shaw. This is a middle grade book that I absolutely fell in love with in middle school. Reading, I believe, beginning of middle school, loved it, checked it out, and read it the whole 3 weeks I had it, returned it, forgot about it, and then for some reason back in high school I wanted to reread it again, and it was literally a hunt because I could not remember the title of this book. You think with the Hunt for the Seventh it would be unique, you would remember. Not me. But this story follows our main character Jim, who recently has moved to a manor in a nice small village in London. And they recently had just lost his mother. His father is trying to pick up the pieces in his grief and trying to move forward and pave a path for his son and his daughter. Well, mystery is afoot, and Jim is seeing the past spirits of children that have died on the solstice every year. Summer solstice every year. So it's his mission to figure out and put the pieces together of what happened to the 7th child, which is the most recent child of the person who owns the manor. So it's a very nice, heartwarming story, very action-packed, as well as the mystery and thriller portion of it for kids. And I do highly recommend this book for any middle grade person who wants to read more middle grade books. So, top picks, a book recommended to you based on another book you've read. So I have not read this book yet. It's on my long TBR list, so I think we all know how our TBR list can get. But I was recommended because I really loved A Court of Thorns and Roses to read The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. And excuse me. Sorry about that. Technically I do have the day off, but duty calls when the museum phone goes off. So, but anyway, where was I? Yes, so The Cruel Prince by Holly Black has been recommended to me, and I have read books that have her as the co-author on it when she's written with Cassandra Clare. And no, I have not read this series yet, even though I have all of the books, and I've been meaning to read it. Yeah. Enough said about the TBR. Recently added, the book you most recently bought. So this is the book I most recently bought, actually this weekend. It's From Below by Darcy Coates. I've been wanting to give Darcy Coates a try, and we have been reading Gallows Hill, which probably will not be finished in a vlog, but I'll be finishing it off camera. So, and I have been loving it. Her writing was a little bit to get into, but I've also don't read a whole lot of adult mystery fiction, so I usually tend to gravitate towards more of the YA fantasy mystery suspense type genre. So, popular on Netflix, one book that you have and one book that you haven't read that everyone has been talking about. So the first one that I have read, and it's all over Book Talk and still over YouTube, and that is, of course, A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. I have read this whole series twice, and I do want to read it for a third time. It's really hard to try not to read it for the third time. Really hard. But of course, this series, I do not even have to go into a synopsis because you can literally just put it into YouTube or TikTok and you'll figure out what it's about. Now, the book that I have not read that everybody's been talking about, especially since the second book came out this year, and that is Crescent City by Sarah J. Maas, part of the House and Earth and Blood series, or duology that it is right now. I have tried to start it, but I don't know. It's just at the time, it just was a lot for me to try to read because this book is like, close to 800 pages. So, yeah. Again, this is kind of like a different series, even though it feels like people are starting to tie, possibly that this series could tie into the Court of Thorns and Roses series. So, might be interesting if it does, if it doesn't. Comedies. A funny book. The only thing I can think of, the book that recently I have read that's been kind of funny because they have action in it, they've got drama and comedy because they're very witty, is the Bridgerton series, more so The Viscount Who Loved Me, which is the second book, and this is Anthony's story. Now, there is a lot of drama in this, a lot of, issues, but both characters are pretty witty in their own right, so it made me laugh. So, more so that I also laughed because it aggravated me how much drama the main characters. Yeah, enough said. Dramas. A character that is a total drama king or queen. I think everybody knows, if they know me enough, knows what book I'm going to hold up. Mr. Edward himself. Midnight Sun by Stephanie Meyer. I get to understand and relate to him more, which I never thought I would say, in Midnight Sun, and I actually would read this again to do a deeper analysis of it. But it did, Edward and his anxiety, his paranoia does resonate with me, just because my anxiety can get that bad. I'm not gonna lie. And I never thought I would say I would relate to Edward. And, of course, my stack is growing here. There was a lot of questions and a lot of books for these. Cartoons. A book with cartoons on the cover. So, I probably do have cartoons on the cover. And if I could try to get to my Ramona Quimby books, they kind of look like cartoons on the cover, but I just didn't really have a good enough book for this one. Unless you consider Japanese cartoons, which is anime as one of them. Then I have, like, the whole Sailor Moon series, and then I have the Inuyasha series up to, like, volume, hold on, I gotta do math, up to volume 15. But, and then I have two of the big books of Death Note, one of Fairy Tail, two of My Hero Academia. Watch Again, a book series you want to read again. Okay, guys, if you've read the last installment of this series, you'll understand why the urge to reread this over and over again is real. You'll understand. This is Kingdom of the Wicked by Carrie Maniscalco, and I just, hands down. You need to watch the vlog 1 of the Trick or Treat-a-thon, and you'll understand why. I explain it a lot better in there. The next one is Documentaries, a nonfiction book that you would recommend to everyone. Sorry, I need to go get that one. Technically, this is a graphic novel. I'll be right back. Okay, so this is technically a graphic novel, but it has a very, very powerful message of how this time in history really impacted a certain ethnic group. And this is Mouse by A Survivor's Tale, My Father Bleeds History, Art Spiegelman. Absolutely, hands down, if I were a teacher, I would be pledging for kids to read this during a World War II unit. To kind of to get the grasp of exactly what the Jewish population was going through in World War II now. And I still don't think this is even enough to be able to wrap our minds around what they went through during World War II. But I would recommend that, hands down. It's a little bit more easier to digest, even though it is very impactful. So, action adventure and an action-packed book. So pretty much any of these books from this list, I read a lot of mixed genres where it's very action-packed, it's got drama, it's got mystery, it's got plot twists up the butt. Like, I need to, like, it needs to be a fast pace and like plot twists that just come out of nowhere. Just like if you put a monkey wrench into something and it just, you know, those type of things. So pretty much any of my books, I could not pick one. I really couldn't. New releases. A new release or soon to be released book that you're excited about. I don't really know because I actually don't know if these books are coming out this year. I think it's more next year. Like, I'm excited for another Crescent City book, but I also need to, like, read the 2 that I have in order to, like, read the 3rd one with everybody. Because I'm always just so far behind that I want to read with, like, when things come out. But I'm just really far behind, guys. I'll get there eventually. Alright, so that was my take on the Netflix book tag. Of course, I would love to see what you guys come up with. So I encourage you guys to go click the links below and do the Netflix book tag yourself. Put down in the comments what your choices would have been as you've been watching this, or even just say, hey, I did this too. You should check it out. So thank you so much for watching. I hope everybody has a great start to their week, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!